There comes a moment in every life when the world you see outside begins to echo the truth you've ignored inside. You feel the pull, subtle, persistent, almost whispered, telling you that more is meant for you, not in some distant lifetime, not for people more worthy than you, but for you, exactly as you are, right here, right now. The universe is not withholding anything from you. It is not testing you out of cruelty or delaying your breakthroughs because you need to suffer first. The universe works like a mirror. It reflects what you believe you deserve, amplifies what you choose to focus on, and expands what you are willing to receive. But here is the secret. Most people never learn. The universe cannot give you what you are not ready to hold. You say you want abundance, but you cling to the identity built around lack. You say you want love, yet you protect your heart like it's fragile glass instead of the engine of your becoming. You say you want change, but you negotiate with the very patterns that keep you exactly where you are. The universe waits, not in punishment but in patience, until your energy, your actions, and your self-concept rise to match the life you ask for. Nothing shifts until you shift. You cannot manifest a new reality with an old identity. You cannot step into expansion while gripping the comfort of what is familiar. The universe is always responding to the version of you that shows up, not the version you daydream about, not the potential others see in you, but the one you embody in your daily choices. And when you finally decide, truly decide, that you are done shrinking to fit old stories, done apologizing for wanting more, done abandoning your own intuition just to feel safe, something incredible happens. The universe stops waiting. Doors open where walls once stood. People appear who speak the language of your future, not the echoes of your past. Opportunities align with effortless precision. Because the universe does not reward those who are perfect. It responds to those who are authentic. It responds to clarity, conviction, alignment. It responds to the person who says, I am ready to hold the life I've been asking for. So if it feels like you're stuck, like the universe is silent, like your breakthrough is taking too long, and begin to release, shed, expand, one belief at a time, one brave choice at a time. When you align who you are with what you want, the universe no longer waits. It rushes in, because everything you've been seeking has been seeking you too. Everything you see around you, the circumstances, the people, the opportunities, and even the obstacles, is a reflection of the state you carry inside. The universe does not play favorites, and it does not judge your desires. It simply responds to the energy you emit, the thoughts you nurture, and the beliefs you carry as truth. If you feel lack, fear, or limitation, the world outside will inevitably echo that. You may wonder why success feels just out of reach, why doors close when you try to push them open, or why relationships leave you feeling empty, but the answer is never outside of you. It begins with what you believe about yourself, your worth, and your place in the world. When your mind is clouded with doubt, uncertainty, or resentment, the universe reflects that in ways both subtle and overt. A casual conversation may trigger frustration. Opportunities seem to slip through your fingers, and even the smallest setbacks feel amplified. Conversely, when you cultivate an internal landscape of clarity, trust, and alignment, you begin to notice how effortlessly life bends toward you. Opportunities appear in ways that feel almost serendipitous. People who share your vision and values seem to appear naturally. Doors that were once closed swing open as if inviting you forward. This is not magic. It is the simple law of reflection. The universe cannot give you something you do not hold within. It mirrors your self-concept, amplifies your focus, and responds to the vibration you maintain. When you understand this, the challenge becomes both terrifying and liberating. Terrifying because it forces you to face the parts of yourself you've ignored, the beliefs that secretly keep you small, and the fears you've been using as excuses. Liberating because it gives you complete agency. You are never a victim of circumstance, and your reality is never fixed. By observing your thoughts, shifting your beliefs, and consciously elevating your energy, you begin to see how the world outside starts to change in harmony with the world inside. Each choice, Each emotion and each intention sends ripples outward, creating a reflection that grows clearer, sharper, and more aligned with the life you are capable of living. The universe waits patiently, always reflecting what you are willing to embody. Every desire you hold, every dream you chase, requires more than just intention. It requires transformation. The reality you long for cannot emerge from the same version of you that has been stuck, fearful, or constrained. Your old identity carries habits, beliefs, and emotional patterns that have kept you exactly where you are. It clings to the familiar even when it no longer serves you, justifying limitation as safety, scarcity as truth, and resistance as protection. You may say you want change, but change demands that you show up differently, think differently, and act differently. You cannot manifest wealth, love, or freedom while still living in the mindset that created struggle, rejection, or stagnation. The universe does not respond to wishful thinking alone. It responds to the energy of the self that is capable of holding the reality you seek. If you are still holding on to self-doubt, old stories of unworthiness, or patterns of avoidance, the life you want will remain out of reach, no matter how loudly you declare it. True manifestation begins with the inner work of becoming. It requires shedding outdated beliefs, confronting your fears, and stepping into the version of yourself that already deserves what you desire. This is why transformation often feels uncomfortable, why growth demands courage, and why the first step is almost always inward. You must evolve your thinking, your habits, and your emotional resilience to match the magnitude of the reality you want to create. Until then, your old identity will act like a filter, limiting the scope of what you can attract and creating friction between desire and experience. But when you choose to rise, to embody the person who is capable of holding your dreams, the world outside begins to align. Opportunities appear that previously seemed impossible. People, circumstances, and even time itself bend in ways that feel almost miraculous, but they are not miracles. They are the natural response to an aligned, evolved self. Manifestation is not magic, it is the reflection of transformation. When you embrace who you are becoming rather than who you have been, your reality begins to shift. Until that moment, no amount of visualization, planning, or hoping will bring forth the life you crave, because the universe only mirrors the self you bring to it. True change begins when you step fully into the version of yourself that can live it. The universe is never in a hurry, yet it is never idle. It is not withholding blessings, opportunities, or abundance from you out of cruelty or neglect. Everything you desire, every dream that stirs your soul, already exists in the potential of what is possible for your life. The reason it may not have appeared yet is not because the universe is against you, but because it is waiting for the alignment that allows you to truly receive it. Life often feels slow, and timing can seem frustrating, but this patience is not punishment, it is preparation. The universe is reflecting back the readiness of your heart, the clarity of your intentions, and the strength of your beliefs. If you are caught in doubt, resistance, or fear, you will perceive delay as denial. If you are scattered, unsure, or divided in your energy, opportunities will seem to pass you by. Yet the universe is impartial. It responds faithfully to the vibration you carry, and it waits for the moment when your energy matches the reality you seek. This is why some breakthroughs feel sudden, why some doors open effortlessly after long seasons of waiting, and why moments of alignment often arrive with perfect timing. It is never about luck or random chance. It is about the resonance between who you are inside and what you are ready to embody outside. The universe is patient because it knows that forcing something before you are ready would be wasted, rejected, or misused. Your life is not a test, and the universe is not cruel. It is simply reflecting back the state of your being and allowing space for growth. The waiting period is an invitation to examine yourself, to refine your mindset, and to strengthen your capacity to hold what you have asked for. Every moment of patience is a lesson in trust, a reminder that your inner alignment matters more than your external conditions. When you embrace this perspective, waiting ceases to feel frustrating and begins to feel sacred. Every pause, every delay is an opportunity to expand your vision, release limiting beliefs, and rise into the energy of the person who is fully capable of receiving what the universe has been patiently preparing for you all along. The universe is not silent. It is listening, responding, and waiting for you to match the life you desire with the being you are becoming. Desire alone is never enough. Wishing, hoping, or imagining what you want can light a spark, but it cannot carry a new reality into being. The universe responds not to what you dream about, but to the energy, presence, and alignment you bring into each moment. To manifest what you seek, you must become the person who can naturally inhabit that reality. Every dream, every goal, every vision requires a container, an identity capable of holding it without fear, resistance, or self-sabotage. If your actions, thoughts, and beliefs are inconsistent with your desires, the universe mirrors that disconnect. You cannot dream of abundance while living in scarcity, you cannot seek love while rejecting yourself, and you cannot call in freedom while clinging to old patterns of limitation. Embodiment is the bridge between what you want and what you experience. It is not enough to visualize or declare your intentions. You must align your emotions, your habits, and your self-concept with the reality you are calling forth. This alignment demands self-awareness, courage, and persistence. You must notice the areas of resistance within you, the parts of yourself that doubt or shrink from the life you crave, and choose to act differently anyway. It is the daily practice of embodying the values, mindset, and behaviors of your future self that signals to the universe you are ready. Every thought you nurture, every choice you make, and every action you take must resonate with the reality you wish to manifest. Embodiment is not perfection, it is authenticity. It is not about forcing change, but about consistently becoming the person who naturally draws in what you desire. When your inner world reflects the life you are asking for, the outer world begins to rearrange itself accordingly. Doors open, relationships shift, and opportunities appear in ways that feel effortless because you have prepared yourself to receive them fully. Without embodiment, desire is empty. It has no power, no momentum, no gravity. With embodiment, even the universe leans toward you, responding to the coherence, clarity, and courage you now carry. The life you long for is always waiting, but it can only arrive when you are willing to live it from the inside out, when you choose to become what you seek rather than merely want it. Many people spend their lives chasing success, love, and fulfillment, while silently neglecting the most important relationship they will ever have, the one with themselves. They compromise their values to please others, ignore their intuition to feel safe, and silence their deepest needs to avoid conflict or discomfort. This pattern of abandonment creates a barrier between the life they desire and the life they are living. The universe cannot give you what you refuse to honor within yourself. Breakthroughs, real shifts, and profound transformations appear only when you begin to show up fully, unapologetically, and with integrity toward your own being. To stop abandoning yourself means to acknowledge your emotions, to listen to your inner voice, and to act in alignment with your own truth. It means honoring your dreams, even when others doubt them, and respecting your boundaries, even when it feels uncomfortable. Every time you ignore yourself, suppress your desires, or settle for less than you deserve, you create friction between your inner world and the reality you want to manifest. This friction slows down the flow of opportunity, clarity, and synchronicity. But when you begin to treat yourself with the same devotion, respect, and care you offer others, the universe begins to respond. Doors that were once closed start to open. Relationships shift in alignment with your values, and circumstances rearrange themselves to support your growth. Stopping self-abandonment is not a single act, it is a daily commitment. It is saying no to what diminishes you and yes to what nurtures, empowers, and elevates you. It is choosing presence over distraction, courage over comfort, and truth over convenience. When you cultivate this level of self-alignment, breakthroughs no longer feel random, they feel inevitable. They emerge naturally because your inner world finally matches the life you have been seeking. The fears, doubts, and patterns of neglect that once held you back dissolve, leaving space for clarity, inspiration, and momentum. The key to transformation lies in this consistent practice of self-honesty and self-care. Every act of self-recognition, every choice to prioritize your integrity, brings you closer to the breakthroughs you have been waiting for. The universe does not withhold, but it cannot override your own patterns of abandonment. The moment you stop turning away from yourself, the moment you choose to fully inhabit your own truth, is the moment the life you have been dreaming of begins to flow effortlessly into your experience. Alignment is the secret bridge between desire and manifestation. When your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and actions all point in the same direction, when your inner world and outer intentions are coherent, the universe moves with astonishing speed to meet you. It is not about luck, timing, or external effort alone. It is about the state of being you carry. The moment you embody clarity, conviction, and authenticity, the energy you emit acts like a signal that the universe cannot ignore. Doors that once seemed closed swing open with ease. Opportunities that once felt distant arrive without struggle. People who reflect and support your vision appear exactly when they are needed. This is because the universe always responds to resonance, not resistance. If your energy is scattered, conflicted, or contradictory, life will mirror that confusion, delaying, blocking, or complicating the flow of what you desire. But alignment dissolves resistance. It is the quiet, invisible force that accelerates momentum and synchronizes circumstance with intention. Alignment requires honesty with yourself, honesty about what you truly want, about what you are willing to accept, and about the version of yourself capable of holding that reality. It demands courage to shed limiting beliefs, release fear, and step fully into your potential. It asks you to stop negotiating with old patterns that no longer serve you, and to commit to embodying the life you are calling in. When you do, the universe does not hesitate. Every action, every choice, every thought that reflects this alignment reinforces a magnetic pull toward your highest possibilities. You will notice coincidences, synchronicities, and intuitive guidance that seem almost miraculous. Yet they are simply the natural consequence of coherent energy meeting limitless potential. Instantaneous response is not about magic, it is about the inevitability of energy matching. The universe has always been ready to give, but it cannot act until you are a vessel ready to receive. Alignment is the signal that you are prepared, the vibration that calls forth the next step. When you stop resisting, stop diluting your intentions, and fully step into the truth of who you are becoming, the flow of life accelerates. Momentum replaces struggle, clarity replaces confusion, and your desires no longer feel distant. They arrive as a natural reflection of the being you have chosen to embody. The universe is always responsive, always present, and always ready to meet you where you are in alignment. You can step fully into the version of yourself that is ready to receive it. The universe has been patient, the opportunities have been waiting, and your potential has been quietly urging you forward. Everything you've been longing for is not out there somewhere. It is seeking you, responding to the energy, courage, and alignment you are willing to embody today. Stand tall in your truth, release the old stories that no longer serve you, and let your actions reflect the person you are becoming. When you do, the flow of life will meet you effortlessly, doors will open, and your dreams will begin to materialize in ways you never imagined. The universe is ready to give you everything you desire, but it is waiting for you to show up, fully, authentically, and without hesitation. Your time is now. Step forward and claim the life that has been waiting for you all along.